My phone apparently has this feature where it will start the video for me if I look ready, and I totally was not, but here we are. I guess it's better this way that it started because who knows how long it would have taken me for it to be ready to click start. But I just wanted to do like a general personal vlog diary kind of thing, I guess, just to get something out there. I feel like I definitely had been really withdrawn from like society for the past like year, and this is kind of me trying to like squeeze out the sponge that I have been. Just, you know, I just feel like I've been like really crazy. Like, I just, the way I dealt with grief, I don't really know if I ever really did. I was kind of a shell of a person for a while. I feel in At least until recently. I don't know. Last year, I feel like I had this, like I went through like a spiritual awakening kind of thing in the summer, but to the point of where like I guess it was worrisome. And it's weird because it felt a bit like a blessing, like how I was just very bright and light as a person, but unable to connect with the real world. Like I was so disconnected from everything. And then kind of like a sugar crash, I kind of like came crashing down from that. And by the time winter arrived, it was like I was even worse off than I started. And it's hard to talk about. And this is part of why I wanted to just go ahead and talk about it, because it's something that's been really hard to talk about for a while. Just how out of touch I was, just so out of touch with everything, and like really in my own head, like just really caught up in like being stuck in the system. And like, I mean, I still more or less see things differently in the world, but it was to the point where it was just so hard to actually continue being part of the system. But I mean, that's kind of how the world is. Like, we're all connected, so I can't just escape from people. Humans, like, we're just such social creatures. Like, it doesn't, I still have to interact with everyone. Interacting with people is very much a part of human nature, and I feel like I was trying to run away from that for some reason, and it was definitely not what I needed to be doing. I don't know. I miss streaming. I've been saying that forever, but I guess I haven't felt like I've been in a mentally safe space in my head to be able to do that. And like really stressed out with trying to like move into me and my sister into my boyfriend's house, where we can kind of like officially relax some. And moving itself is just so stressful. Like, I have never been good at moving. Like, I usually just throw things in bags and then just toss all the bags in a car, and like, it's so inefficient, and it just continually promotes clutter, which I'm trying to cut back on some of my hoarding tendencies. It's hard, but I miss the community that streaming brought me. So once I'm kind of settled in, I definitely want to get back into that. So like, this is crazy. I started this new medication, Varelar, which does not have a generic version yet. But when I originally went to go pick it up from the pharmacy, the pharmacist there was like, "Are you aware of how much this medication costs, even with your insurance?" And I was like, "No, I don't. Can you tell me how much it is? And she said it'll be $900. I was like, that is not gonna fly with me. So let me call my psychiatrist and figure out what to do. Thank you, kind madame. So I called my psych office, let them know what the dealio was. And then after the weekend, a couple days into the week, I got a call from the office and they were like, so we were able to get your medication down to no cost. And I was like, oh, uh, okay, great. So I went to go pick it up at the pharmacy, and it was the same pharmacist who was there. And she was like, wow, how did you get them down? I was like, that beats me. I don't know. I don't know what witchcraft they did to get this down to cost me $0. I'm a little afraid that I have signed my blood in some sort of contract that I don't remember or something. In the meantime, I've started it, and I guess it's been almost a week since I started it, which they say it takes about like a week to 2 weeks to see if, if it starts to affect you. And I feel like it has been like, I think it's like antipsychotic medication, which like when I was like looking up the details of it online, I was like, well, yeah, I guess that's something to try. I would say that I've definitely have had some mild delusions in the last year, I guess as a coping mechanism. But I, it's nice to kind of be back to earth. It's nice to just be able to relate to things again, because I feel like I'd been such a hermit and so withdrawn from everything. I just didn't know how to connect to anything or anybody anymore. I I'm excited to be interested in things again. Moving has made me realize how much like clutter I've been hoarding, so hopefully I can clean some of that up and get back into some of the hobbies. Like, I've been kind of getting that crochet itch again. I want to actually finish a project because I feel like I've started so many and not finished any of them, and to get back into all of the other crafts. Like, I had all this clay stuff, which had been sitting around for a couple of years, and I've got the stained glass stuff, which I was starting to get into last year, that is still sitting around. So I would like to finally finish some stuff and like get back into painting and drawing more. And I went on a Europe trip with my family, with my cousin's family. I kind of tagged along as kind of like an au pair, I guess. I was there to help with the kids. I've been babysitting her 5-year-old for the past few months as kind of like a source of income, but also a way to connect with my family. This particular cousin, she was always looking out for me and my sister when we were growing up. And so I guess when I was kind of trying to connect back with the people of Earth, I realized that I wanted to be kind of a presence in her kid's life because it meant so much to me that, she took the time out of her life to like give a shit about us. And so I remember those memories of her when I was younger, and I want to have her kids have good memories of me when they were young. So it's a nice, connection and way to stay connected to the family. And it's been really nice. It's been fun to look at things through the eyes of like a 5-year-old, and also very humbling at the same time. Like, remembering what it was like when you didn't know as much as you do now, and seeing everything in that light again. It's humbling, I guess is the best way to put it. And hanging out with a 5-year-old is like doing improv and just yes and ing everything, because it's like it's her world, so it's her rules, and I just have to go with it, even if it doesn't make sense to me, because it's what makes sense to a 5-year-old. So it's hard, it's challenging, because I just feel so stuck in my ways mentally. I got to remember that things are a little bit more flexible or more fantastical when you're that age. But yeah, I went to Europe with them, and it was definitely felt like a once in a lifetime opportunity, just because financially I would not have been able to enjoy a trip like that without their financial assistance. And it was a wonderful trip that I am forever grateful for that they brought me along. I guess if that's anything people would be interested in hearing back about, I can do another video on that. But I mean, I don't know who's watching this. This is really just for me to kind of make a log of who I am in this moment in my life right now. That's all I can think of right now. I'm gonna go attempt to clean and pack this house now and see where I go from there.